All right, first and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son Hamashiach, who some of us call Yeshua, Yahu, or Yehoshua, uh, Yahawashai, but we mostly know as Jesus Christ. I'm gonna try to speed through this thing a little bit and try to keep it under 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. We gonna start here. The centurion. We're gonna start at verse 5. Now we're going through. These are a couple of verses, two passages we're gonna read with Christ, because a lot of people I seen in the comments, I've said, that that I was rebuking the Israel only doctrine, and that I believe Gentiles can be saved. Seen a lot of people coming in the comments saying certain things, and these are some passages that I don't see get addressed out of that Christ said. I've even had people come to me. I even had leaderships come to me and want to dialogue over these passages and say, well, what is your, and I had to come back. Well, listen, man, it is what it is. And then I never hear, and a lot of times we see certain things in the text and we see it, but we just ignore it. We kind of just, it's like that cognitive dissonance. We kind of just, well, yeah, I say that. Well, and then we just go back to the record. Well, Christ said he only go to the lost sheep of the council of Israel. Well, he said also go to all nations, teaching them to baptize. Come on, man. So you got to tell the whole story. You got to understand that this is a story. You got to understand how things built up to a certain point, and things did shift. We'll start here. And when Jesus was entered into Capernaum called the city or the village of comfort. All right, city in the Galilee, there came unto him a centurion beseeching him. We don't know much about the centurion other than he's a centurion. We don't know the nationality of the centurion, but all we know is he's a centurion. All right, now we can get a little clue if we continue to read. Verse 6, and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home, sick of palsy, grievously tormented. And Jesus said unto him, I will come and heal him. Don't worry, I'll pull up and I'll heal your slave. Okay, the centurion has a slave that is sick of palsy. He's beseeching Christ to heal his slave. All right, and I'm saying that for a reason, Israel. And saith unto him, Jesus saith unto him, I will come and I will heal him. Verse 8, the centurion answered and said, Lord, I'm not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. Now what the centurion has expressed to Christ is that I understand your power more than you've shown. I understand that you don't have to come here and, you are healed of your sickness. You don't have to do that. I understand you have the power to just, and my servants heal. I understand the authority that you have, that you don't have to do all the hocus pocus. You don't have to sit here and throw the dirt on the eye and spit in it and do all. I know you ain't got to do that. I know you could just give the word. But for some of these jokers, he had to do all of that. Okay? But the centurion understood that. And if you go back to the story with Elijah and Naaman, the leper, and in the top of this also, the beginning of the chapter talks about a leper being healed, but Naaman was a leper that was healed by Elijah. And when Elijah healed him, Elijah told him, hey man, go into the pool and dip yourself 7 times, then come out of the pool. The Naaman was like, man, wait a minute, then why I gotta dip in that pool and like, nah man, like, where's all the hocus pocus in the candles and and the baby powder thrown in the air, and where's all the ritualistic stuff? You just telling me to go down here and get in the water? Like, come on, man. Where is why ain't you drawing the stuff on the floor? Where's your special outfit that you got to put on? Where's the ritual? And even with Elijah with Jezebel and her priests, and how they were doing certain things and whipping themselves and doing all of that foolishness. That leper Naaman, he had a problem believing at that point. Like, man, listen, man, where is this stuff at? You just telling me to dip in this pool. He was confused, and his servant had to tell him, man, listen, you done came here to the man of God. Just listen to him and go over there and dip in the pool, man. You been dealing with this stuff your whole life. Just go do what he tell you to do. And he was cleansed. But we see the centurion here. He's not like Naaman. He don't need to listen. You ain't got to do none of it. I know all you got to do is bow, and it's over with. All right. Verse 9, he says, for I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me, and I say to this man, go, and he goeth, and to another, come, and he cometh, and to my servant, do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard it, he marveled. He marveled. I want y'all to find a place for my Israel. I want you to find a place where Israelites, where Christ marveled at Israelites' faith. That he marveled at how much faith that Israel had. He says, when Jesus heard it, he marveled and said to them that followed, verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. I haven't seen this kind of faith in Israel. For me, that kind of gives me a clue that this is not an Israelite. That this centurion is not an Israelite. All right, this is not an Israelite faith. This is the faith of a Gentile. I actually have a video lesson having the faith of a Gentile. All right, and I go over some of these things more in depth. Okay. Where we at? I'm sorry. Oh, I got it highlighted. Verse 11. But that's very key there. I have not found so great faith. Okay. And he marveled and said unto him, verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. Verse 11, and I say unto you that many shall come. This is what we finna get to. That wasn't even the point. We just need the context of why he's finna get ready to say this parable. Or this hard saying that he's about to get ready to say. Okay? He's saying this because of the great faith that he's seen from the centurion. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and the west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom. Who are the children of the kingdom? So we got two people here. We have people that's coming from the east and the west, coming from all over the place. And then we have people that are the children of the kingdom. It says the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And Jesus said unto the centurion, go thy way. And as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in that same hour. And then the context goes back to, well, it never left. He's still talking to the centurion, but he turned and talked to the people. Man, I've seen no greater faith. No, not in Israel. I ain't seen this kind of faith in Israel. Then he says, people are going to be coming from all over the place to sit with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast into outer darkness. Who are the children of the kingdom? My Israel only people. What is happening here? What are we seeing here? Now I'm giving you my exegesis on it, is that the children of the kingdom is Israel. And the east and west is the other nations. That Israel will be cast into outer darkness. Does it mean all of Israel? No, don't mean all of Israel. I don't feel it means all of Israel. But this is exaggerated speech. And we're gonna get into that also. Maybe later in the day, man, we do a video on that Isaiah 4. But it's problematic, and we're gonna see there's a progression because of the lack of faith in Israel. Christ is gonna say some heavy things. He's gonna give some heavy parables. All right, he's gonna give some heavy parables, but don't be thinking you just locked and loaded. I done seen some brothers teaching that, yeah, just because I'm Israel, I'm gonna be saved, and that's why they don't like Paul. Paul, like, man, he can make these rocks. He can make these rocks Abraham's seed. Anyway, y'all tell me what that means. Hit the comments. Tell me what was Christ trying to say with this centurion making this remark here about people coming from the east and the west. No faith has he seen like this in Israel. And then makes this statement. And then comes back, tells the centurion, hey man, go your way, man. Your child is healed. And you see all of these things throughout the text. Y'all mock. And and I'm saying y'all, meaning us, Israel, we mock some of these healings that are done to these Gentiles. Oh, she called her a dog, and that. Man, be careful, man. We're gonna go to Matthew 21. Sorry, y'all. I gotta keep my mic far away because little static gets into it. You'll hear a little bit of static. But Matthew 21, we're gonna go down to parable of the two sons. No, parable of the landowner. Me win and second the answer is the parable of the landowner is what we want to talk about here. He says here another parable. He says there was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged round about it, and digged a wine press in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country. He let it out, meaning he rented it out. He rented it out to gardeners and vine dressers and so forth. All right. And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandman that he may receive the fruits of it. All right. So that's how he's getting his portion. Hey, you could be here, but I need them fruits when the harvest time, you got to pay up. And the husbandman took his servants. All right. So the owner sent his servants down, and the husbandman took his servants and beat one, and killed another, and stoned another. Again, he sent other servants more this time, and they did unto them likewise. They did the same thing. Okay, this husbandman, who is the owner of the land, is sending people to collect the money. The person he lent the land out to, they done beat the servants. Not once, but he sent more servants, and they beat and killed them. But last of all, he sent unto them his son. He sent unto them last of all. He sent unto them his son, saying, they will reverence my son. But when the husbandman saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him. Let us seize on his inheritance. And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. So when the owner of the vineyard sent the son, thinking that they gonna reverence, they gonna respect my son, when the husbandmen seen that he sent the son, they said to themselves, well, listen, the son, if we kill the son, we can take over this place forever. We'll have rulership on this thing forever. If that's the case, he don't have nobody to inherit it to. Let's kill him. Let's slay him. And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. When the Lord, therefore, of the vineyard cometh, when the Lord of the vineyard cometh, write that down. What will he do to those husbandmen? What will he do to those folks? They said unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men and will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their season. All right, so he's asking the Israel, hey, well, what will you think this husband, what do you think the Lord or the owner of this place will do when he comes back to that vineyard, understanding that they done killed all of his servants? They done killed his son. What do you think that he gonna do to these people? And they responded, he gonna kill them wicked men. And then he's gonna give the vineyard to somebody else. They said, verse 42, it says, Jesus said unto them, did you never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders reject, the same is become the head of the corner? This is the Lord's doing. And it is marvelous, in our eyes. Therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you and given to a nation, bringing forth the fruits thereof. And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but whomsoever it shall fail, it will grind into, but whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. And when the chief priests and the Pharisees had heard his parable, they received that he spake of them. But they sought to lay hands on him. They feared the multitude because they took him for a prophet. What is he saying in this parable? This is the breakdown of this parable. When he says that the owner or the Lord of the vineyard sent his servants to collect the fruits of the vineyard, those servants were the prophets. Israel killed off the prophets. There's a verse in Malachi that says, I'm paraphrasing it, but will you rob God of his tithes and his offerings? You're robbing his storehouse. He's coming to collect his fruits from that land of the milk and honey that he's giving you. And you killed all the servants and the prophets. You killed all the prophets, all the servants of the Lord. You killed them. And then when he sent his son, see, they hadn't killed Christ at this point. But he already given them the whole, he trying to clue them in. Then when he sent his son, He like, man, yeah, they will surely reverence my son. They'll surely have respect. Look, the son's down here doing all of these great wonders and miracles. But these leaders, they were afraid and they thought that he was going to replace them. He was going to be they were calling him the king of the Jews. They were going to replace him and take their authority. They like, nah, the husbandmen were like, nah. We need to kill him. We need to kill him. And so they killed the son also. Now, the owner, who is the Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh. He's the Lord of this vineyard. And they asked him, what will he do when he returns? He said he will miserably destroy those wicked men. Judgment starts in the house of who? He will miserably destroy those wicked men and let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their season. You have to let me know what that means. You gotta let me know what that means. Jesus said unto them, have you not read the scriptures? The stone which the builders rejected, same is become the head of the corner. Therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you and given to a nation, bringing forth the fruits thereof. You got to tell me what that means. For my Israel only people, you got to tell me what that means, you know, especially dealing with this parable of the landowner. What is being said here? What is this talking about? Who is the other nation that's bringing forth fruits? It's going to be given to another. Who is that other nation? And again, I don't agree with replacement theology. Again, I think this is also exaggerated speech, but you gotta humble Israel. You gotta humble yourselves. This thing, you have to operate in humility. You were given this thing to be a light to these Gentiles, to bring them in. Now you done had to get it spent. Now they're bringing us in, provoking us to jealousy. But I don't really want to get too. I don't want to give you too much. But y'all hit the comments. Tell me what you think. What is being said here? What is the other nation? What is being said in Matthew 8 with the with the centurion? And the saying that people coming from the east and the west, but the people that the kingdom is for, they're gonna be thrown out. What is that? What's the breakdown? Where's the precepts upon the precepts? And I'm gonna show y'all this too, just to bless those that are here. This another one. Why you gotta check yourself, really? Just humble yourself. Precept upon precept. Precept must be upon precept. Precept upon precept. Line upon line. Line upon. Yeah, we never question why is this repeating itself like that? Why is it doing that? And then let me show you this. Read it. Just keep reading. But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. Y'all trying to use this as a hermeneutic tool, some kind of tool where this is how you break down the Bible. And then you missing, they talking about stammering lips in another tongue. What does that have to do with this? Let's look into that. Let's look into the word precept they have here. Salve. All right, it's used for precept 8 times. Those 8 times there is most of it is here in Isaiah 10. In Isaiah 28:10, Isaiah 28:13. Ephraim is using the Hosea. Ephraim is oppressed and is broken in judgment because he willingly walketh after the commandment. And you know he don't walk after no commandment. He's oppressed and broken in judgment because he willingly walked after the commandment. After what? Well, I have to look at the context of that, but that can see why that word's there. It's used in mocking mimicry of Isaiah's words, and thus not a true divine command. All right, it's not a true divine command. And if you get deep into it, look at it, of unintelligible speech or foreign agents or judgments. See that there? Isaiah's words in 10:13 of unintelligible speech. All right. You go back, and this is why you talk about for stammering lips. Listen, man. Let's just be humble and reevaluate. I talked about the Dunning-Kruger effect. Watch that video. A lot of us suffer from the Dunning-Kruger effect. I know nothing. We pulled up the Hebrew. I don't know no Hebrew. But I've show you certain tools we can use to build ourselves up. All right. But we have to be operating in humility to be able to take correction and say, hey, you know what? This stuff ain't adding up. And more importantly, have the humility to change. I pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.